Welcome to our special coverage this evening as we track a powerful storm. I'm meteorologist Mark Elliott.
And I'm meteorologist Nick Walker. Whether you're watching the Weather Channel or joining us through the Local Now app, we are protecting you and your family.
And we're here tonight to bring you vital information, regardless of how you wish to watch us tonight, because this is a storm that is already having impacts. If you were watching football earlier today, you saw and felt that for sure. The New York Jets were hosting the Atlanta Falcons. Coaches and players wrapped up on the sidelines, guarding against that cold rain.
The Falcons slipped and slid to a win over the Jets, thanks to the big-time drenching. Fumbled snaps, dropped passes, had players trying to find their footing during the contest.
And as you saw, a little Batman running across the field as well. He found his footing all right. But here's the deal. If you're out there tonight, you're getting blown around. High wind warnings are up for so many people, 31 million or so underneath these high wind warnings.
Yeah, and we're going to continue to see these winds blow. 29 million people under those wind advisories with gusts of at least 50 miles per hour or more. A lot of us are going to see them maybe 60 or more.
Yeah, so there's even stronger winds just aloft. I mean, you have to be glad that they didn't have any thunderstorms nearby, because you would have been able to bring those 100-mile-per-hour winds all the way down to the surface. And of course, these winds could be stronger because there is something that sticks up above the surface, and that are those high-rise buildings in New York City.
That's right. We're going to see a lot of impacts here as we get through the evening hours. Now, the powerful coastal storm bearing down on parts of the Northeast right now, including New York.
And Justin Michaels is there for us tonight in Long Island City. Justin, we've got some big-time winds just aloft. The rain is still going. How are the impacts for you?
Well, I'll tell you what, the rain is coming down here at a decent clip right now. It's been kind of spotty throughout the evening, but it has been raining all night long. And in fact, you talk about those winds. My hotel room is up on the 29th floor of our building, and you could hear the winds whipping up against the window. Really intense winds throughout the course of the day. Here's a little breeze right now, but take a look. Matt, do me a favor. Let's push in on some of the high rises. So first, look at the Chrysler building. You can see that one at 1,046 feet. You can only imagine what the winds are like up there. A beautiful building, but then Matt, do me a favor, pan over to the left. You cannot see the top of the Empire State Building. That building standing 1,250 feet tall, but if you add the spire and the antenna on top, it gets up to 1,454. Major winds up there, and you can see the poor Empire State Building is shrouded in the clouds that make up this storm. All right, so what's happening with travel? Of course, travel is a huge component of what happens here in this part of the world. So many different airports, and I can tell you it's really a problem at this point. FlightAware has almost 5-hour delays for JFK. Several other airports have multi-hour, 2-, 3-, and 4-hour delays. So if you are coming into New York City, I would venture to say you may not be coming into New York City tonight, Mark and Nick, because the delays are intense. They are long, and you have to believe at some point they might start canceling some of these flights, try to close down the backlog and get some people in tomorrow and into Tuesday. But again, a lot of people being affected by this, and this is not over anytime soon. They're talking about that high wind warning going through the morning commute tomorrow at 6 a.m. So we'll have to see how this pans out. Guys, into you.
Yeah, at least for now, it's nighttime. The natural kind of flow of planes will slow down. Justin, thanks so much. The kind of, flight change will help for tonight, but the winds are still going to be a problem tomorrow.
And tomorrow's commute is going to be horrible. So let's talk with our winter weather expert, Tom Nizzle, now for more on this really dangerous October storm. Tom?
This is a very powerful storm, and I want to get right to the heart of the matter. Two big impacts here. One is rainfall. We're going to look at flash flood warnings, by the way, in effect already, and the wind. And the wind is just going to get worse as the night continues. So let's dissect this real quickly. I love water vapor satellite imagery. It tells the whole story about how this storm is developing. We actually have a negative tilt to this water vapor imagery right here with this pattern, and this is very conducive to explosive development of weather systems along the coast here. So this pattern sets up for the explosive development. The low pressure system, the main low is setting here. There is a secondary low now developing off the Hatteras coast, and that low is going to play a big role in the stronger winds that develop later tonight along that New England coast. So let's take a look right now at the rainfall, and you can see huge areas here of moderate to heavy rainfall moving in across New York City into interior New England right now. We zoom in on this and look at these features right here. You can see these east-west band, this banded precipitation here, this is typical with these types of systems, and that band of precipitation has actually prompted flash flood warnings right now. You can see these for Dutchess and Litchfield County here. These are in effect until midnight. I expect to see more of these warnings developing, especially in the topography of the Berkshires going into the Catskills and Adirondacks as the night progresses. Temperature is very mild right now. The frontal boundary is located right about here. Mid-60s here along the coast, but back out to the west here, temperatures in the 40s. And by the way, we'll talk about this in a bit. The Appalachians are actually seeing a little bit of snow. And again, winds gusting to about 23 here at Atlantic City, coming out of the west already into D.C., gusting at 30. When we get further north here, winds gusting to 30 at Nantucket, already gusting to 26 at Portland. And again, this is just going to get worse as the night continues. This is a forecast for the rainfall as it continues throughout the evening.